Dr. Brad. We're out here at the Wentzville office. Kim's gonna help me record this. There she is. This fairly quick video. We're gonna be trying to put out these videos maybe about once a day. Just real quick videos during this time. If you've been to our offices, or one of our offices, either Wentzville or Cotterville, you know we've made quite a few changes over the last couple weeks just to make sure it's the safest possible environment for you to come and get adjusted. I'm not going to go into a lot of details about that because the previous video that Dr. Josh did, he goes into everything we're doing to make sure we're keeping it safe. So the name of that video, what's the name of that video, Kim?
What we are doing?
What we are doing. And since you found us here, I'm assuming you know that our new YouTube channel is MF Wellness, but if not, that's what it is, MF Wellness. What I'm going to talk about today is, it kind of gears around new injuries I'm seeing. I'm seeing people with low back pain who have never really dealt with that in the past. I'm seeing people with mid-back pain or pain in between those shoulder blades. And I'm also seeing people who don't typically get headaches are dealing with massive headaches. And what I've discovered through talking with these patients, it seems like it has a lot to do with the fact that so many people are now at home and they've had to basically create this makeshift at-home office. And they don't necessarily have the best desks, they don't have just the best setup in general. So what I want to talk about is just a few, maybe 3 tips on basically allowing you to get through your workday now that it's changed a lot easier and with less pain. So the first thing I do want to talk about is that workplace setup at home. So assuming that you have a great ergonomic situation at work, I know I probably shouldn't assume because we go around the area and take a look at a lot of those, a lot of offices and their ergonomic setups there and have to make quite a few corrections. But assuming that your setup at work is pretty good, what I want everybody to do is take the time, since it looks like people are going to be home at least a few more weeks, make sure you try to set up the best environment you can. You know, I don't really want to see people on their couch that has a lot of cushion and then they have their laptop set up on a TV tray and so they're slouched, they're hunched over. That's what's going to lead to all those issues, the headaches, the mid-back pain, the shoulders. Then beyond that, what I'm hearing is a lot of people are doing Skype meetings. Some have said they're basically doing it all day, or they're doing Zoom conferences, and they're not taking many breaks. So that's the other thing I want to say. First thing is, make sure that ergonomic environment is as good as it can be. Next, make sure you're taking breaks. And when we go out and talk to offices, and especially people who do this all day, they sit in front of a desk, sit in front of that keyboard, is even if you have to, set a timer and take those quick breaks. I'm not saying you have to take a half an hour break or an hour break, especially if you're kind of locked in, but just take a few minutes. Even if you can't leave that chair, sit back, kind of relax, do some stretches. One thing that we advise people to do is called a seated pelvic tilt. To basically what you're doing is while you're seated, you sit up straight, tilt that pelvis forward, create that nice curve in your low back and your lumbar spine, and then relax. And do those about 10 times, and maybe do that about every 15 minutes. And then at least once an hour, make sure you're getting up and just walk around, walk to your kitchen. Another good idea is make sure you're drinking a lot of water, because for one thing, I could talk all day about how important water is for your body, but the other part of that is it's going to make you get up and go to the bathroom. So that's another benefit to it. And so proper ergonomic setup, make sure you're taking those breaks. And if you want to learn more about specific stretches that you can do at your desk, I'm going to leave that for your comments and questions. And the way you can do that is to send an email to Kim. There she is again. And her email address is kim@mfwellness.org.
That's it.
.org. So you can send in your questions. If you want to see what a proper ergonomic setup is, she can send that to you. If you want to see specific stretches that you can do at your desk, we can send those to you. If you want to know about the whole water thing and getting up and going to the bathroom. Hopefully you figure that out, but we can answer those questions too. So that's what I want to talk about, is if you are someone who's not usually seated at a desk during the day and now you find yourself stuck in that position, we need to do something to make sure you're okay. And of course, if you are dealing with those low back pain issues, headaches, mid-back, whatever it might be, also know that we are still here, and just make sure you give us a call. If you watch that other video, you'll see that we're blocking off our visits so that we just have a few people in the office at a time. So that's the big deal for now. Probably injuries I'm going to be seeing in the future. I'm guessing it's going to have to do with the fact that every time I go by the home improvement center, I see massive amounts of people buying new flooring, and they're buying gallons of paint. So I'm pretty sure pretty soon people are going to be coming in with flooring injuries, and they've been painting their ceilings and that kind of thing. But we'll save that for another video. At this point, all good. Make sure you send those comments to kim@mfwellness.com, and we'll see you next time.
No.
Just kidding. kim@mfwellness.org.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. See you next time.